all day.
You say door, we say dough. You know what I'm saying? So if you need us to definitely, you know what I'm saying, translate, just drop us a line like, oh, okay. We'll try to elaborate as much as possible. Though.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, got you. So at this point, we step out the car, and he's asking my brother I was driving questions. He had a Texas license plate, and again, we're in South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, so, anytime, and for those that don't know, if you riding with out-of-state tags, most likely they're going to stop you just because you have an out-of-state tag. Now, I'm not saying that's for everybody. I'm just saying sometimes.
That's highly probable.
Yeah. At least 75%. So, everything, I felt like everything was going well with it because, he didn't act like he was no top flight. We was doing what we were supposed to do. So it wasn't, I didn't feel like we were, going to get the click, but he said, well, okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to run y'all guys, IDs or whatever. So what was funny was when he came back, he was like, well, y'all do know why I stopped y'all. And we was like, nah. And he was like, well, your license plate light. And this is real. Sam, when I tell you this is real. Your license plate light was too dimmed. Yeah.
So basically, the probable cause was that the tag light was dim, therefore making the tag hardly visible.
Correct.
Okay.
Now,
I just want to make sure I understood that.
Yeah. So now, at this point, I felt like I said, well, he's going to give you a ticket, right? I just felt like, okay, he has to because this shit sound. See, I'm trying to stop, but I'm trying.
Breathe, my brother. Breathe.
I'm trying. Excuse me, y'all. So, he knew it was dumb. So I felt like I just felt that way at the time. So my brother was like, okay, I understand what you're saying, officer. But let me tell you why it's dim. So, I mean, they going back and forth with this whole, I mean, it is back and forth, but respectfully back and forth.
Yeah.
So then when my brother said, well, man, I just got back. And the officer said, well, where did you come back from? So brother's like, man, I just came from Iraq, man. Man, after he said that, the whole incident made a 360.
Or 180.
Yeah, 180. This man said, man, my dad served and my grandfather served. And, man, thank you for your service. And, man, oh, man. And next thing you know, they started talking about baseball. I'm like, well, bro, I need my ID. I need my license, man. I mean,
don't we have some place to go?
Yeah, y'all can text each other or something. I'm ready to roll. So after that, he was like, look, just make sure you get your light, fixed or whatever. But I was like, okay, cool. But the reason why I brought that up, y'all, is because back then I felt like it was 3 guys in the car, African American driving on a road that got some bad repetition going on that road. But still, we was minding our business. We was rolling through. We wasn't trying to do nothing. We was just cutting through. But I felt like at that point in time, I felt like we was being profiled.
Racial profile.
Yeah. Okay. But then it turned out that he was a good cop. It could have went south a long time ago, but I guess as he realized, and then I guess when my brother threw the whole Iraq thing, that just kind of flipped the whole thing. But, Sin, man, I feel like that's how certain situations are, man. We get, not just we, but people. I'm not going, and I'm not even going to use the race card on this because there's other people who that get stopped and are not people of color.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So that whole thing, I see, like I said, I see it on social media where they show a lot of people of color getting stopped and this and that. That is true. That is out there, but not.
It's just it's a small perspective of a broad. It's not a broad aspect. Like,
right.
I mean, it's something. It's kind of like when you're on social media, or let's say, well, if you're searching for anything, society, or most people that live in this society, who are societal people,
Mm-hmm.
as I deem them, it's kind of like what you said before. They go for trending topics.
Right.
So if you only cater or use your mind or vision or intellect to only go in one direction,
mm-hmm.
you're only going to find one direction.
Right.
So it's kind of like, okay, if you go on, as an example, if you go on to social media and you say, man, I just trying to see, some people scrapping, that's fighting for those who don't understand.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? What you going to do? You're going for the trending topic.
Right.
And you're going to go where all the views is. There's some people, I've watched them. I've observed them. They sit down on their phone. And whatever the trending topic is, or whatever Google or any of these other sites tell them what to watch, they watch it.
Yeah.
Because it's all about the views.
Right.
So they're like the sheep in the herd that go to where the tender tells them.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's some people that, they don't look at things in a broad aspect. They don't understand that there are people, who are Hispanic that, a person of color, it might be license registration and in a harsh tone, but a person that Hispanic, you know what I'm saying, their struggle might be license registration and proof of immigration.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Proof of insurance, this, that, and the third. Like, Africans, they're asking for license registration and a visa. Number one, I might have been a person of African descent that is actually born here or transported here. So, it's these things happen, but people only focus, the majority of people only focus on one percentage of a big spectrum, But as far as it goes, on the topic, of, what's happening with the police and this, that, and the third, the answer is something that nobody wants. There's 3 ways of going at this. There's the simple answer, which is actually the most peaceful answer. There's the real, and then there's what you have now. The simple answer is this. Just like how you have jury duty, or, you're summoned, basically, if you're a voter or a citizen, to basically do a civil service for the community, like jury duty. These people, for every police force that's in the United States, whether it be, state or, county or city based, what needs to be is that we need to eliminate that, CID, internal affairs. What has to be is there has to be a council that if you are an officer of the peace, you are basically going to be tried for the excessive deadly force or the use of deadly force or excessive force or extreme force of your actions.
Okay.
And this is something that, could, if tried by the citizens of the jurisdiction that you preside in, you could very well receive harsh sentences and jail time. In fact, you will be facing harsh sentences and jail time. There's no more, you take a life and you get 2 weeks of suspension and some sensitivity training. No.
And with pay.
There's no more of that. You've affected a family and you've caused a ripple in our community. So therefore, you need to be judged by that community. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it can even be random selection. I'm still, I asked the lady last time I got summoned for jury duty. I was like, how in the world did I keep getting summoned like 2-3 times? She was like, it's in a database. And it just randomly selects people. Okay, well, if you can randomly select me to basically determine if a quote unquote man who is innocent until proven guilty, then you can randomly also, I feel that you can randomly also select me on the other side of the coin to see if the force that brought down such said party was it excessive, or was it a good job, a very good, was it justified? You know what I'm saying? But that's the simple answer. The extreme answer, or what I like to say, the real answer is, until, humans, well, let me start by saying this. Humans are creatures of havoc.
Okay.
They're creatures that we learn through traumatic experiences, and we learn through certain events that were so devastating that it forced change, it forced peace, it forced people to think innovatively in another direction, because we do not want a pattern of history repeating itself. So, to be quite honest, the real is you can sit here and march and form as many organizations if you want to all day that are nonviolent and peaceful. But if you're dealing with people who are programmed by the hidden hand and of society and I say that on both sides, if you're programmed to be a certain way, where one side is the aggressor and the other side is the victim, the only way it's going to neutral out is a catastrophic event that both awakens both sides, or a thing that's so violent that both sides become combative. It's kind of like, for example, do you really think the officer who does have a vindictive vendetta, do you really think he really cares that you're marching? Do you really think that he cares that you sitting down here, marching around talking about equal rights? He doesn't care. It doesn't affect him. It doesn't faze him. But to the officer that, is in the line of duty in a theoretical scenario, if that same officer who is a aggressor, if he aggressively goes overboard or crosses the line for whatever reason and kills someone unjustly, he's not going to feel the backlash of what he did until it's done to him, or when it naturally affects him.
That's true, man.
You can tell your best friend or your neighbor how you feel about something, And if they're truly sincere, they might tell you, man, dog, I feel you. But until it's